Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about Mortum. This is designed by Sergej Minovich, and it is published by Arcane Wonders.
All right, this is a game all about investigating mysteries in the medieval times. Basically, you are a medieval detective. So that's kind of the theme of the game. You're trying to solve all these puzzles. You have a limited amount of time. It's also kind of scenario-based. So you have 3 huge, long scenarios that you have to complete before time runs out. Alright, it has a tutorial system that basically teaches you the game as you play it. I opened this box hoping to find a rule book that I can dig my teeth into and learn the rules, right? No. And I know that a lot of you are like, that's so weird. I like rule books. I don't know why. I'm a weird person. But guess what? You don't need a rule book. I know that most people don't like rule books. This game teaches you the game as you play it. There's kind of an introductory letter, and then it tells you to open the first box, and you're ready to go. That box kind of walks you through a little bit of the plot, it walks you through a little bit of the gameplay, and how to use these various cards and these various decks. This entire thing is card-driven. It provides maps, it provides the different clues, it provides all the dialogue, everything that you're going to be searching and doing surveillance on and doing raids on and attacking. Yeah. It's all done through card play. Alright, so that's kind of, there's not really much to teach because the game teaches it to you itself.
Yeah, so normally Ryan cuts away and shows you how the game works, but we don't want to give any spoilers, so we're not going to really show you that. Just know that the game teaches you itself and you're trying to solve a mystery. So one of the things that I think is really interesting with this game that I really I liked was how time and actions worked in it. So you only have X amount of time to work with things, and all of the things that you do in the game cost you time to take, and thematically that made so much sense to me. Of course, if you're talking to somebody and asking them questions, that it doesn't just happen. That takes time. The interrogation takes time, and all these characters also have these special actions. And so if somebody is doing surveillance or if somebody is searching, you don't get the fruits of that labor until a certain time later, which makes a lot of sense, especially if you're like splitting up the party and one person is doing this and other people are doing this. By the time they did what they're supposed to do and get back to you, it's definitely going to be a different time. So I just thought that worked out really well.
The card system that they used to do all these special actions in the various locations was really, really clean. Basically, you had these 3 extra decks of cards, one for searching, one for surveillance, one for raiding. And if you ever did one of those special actions in any location, you would just go to that location's card, flip it over, and read whatever it said. And it might even give you additional instructions. Maybe you'd have some kind of ripple effects that might happen. Maybe it goes even finds you a different card. Maybe it gives you some more places you can search. Maybe it reveals some new information to you that you didn't have before. You only do really a handful of these special actions per mission, based off of the action pool that you've been given based off your characters. So a lot of these cards are going to go unused, but at the same time they all need to be available, so that way if you do happen to make that choice to go search this particular location, you have the information that location would have given you.
One of the things that was weird when we first opened it, right, it's just all these boxes, all the different scenarios, boxes, tons of cards, and tokens, and that's it. And the game is like, you're going to need a lot of table space.
Where's the board? You don't need a lot of table space. That's so weird.
You do not need, it's just cards. You do need a lot of table space. It did not lie to you. So I like that it gave us that warning, because eventually you're laying things out. There's all these different options you can take. There's kind of like this thing that you're building, and you have all of these cards, and you're like, oh my gosh, this really does take up a lot of space.
Yeah, different cards will reveal actions to you, and you have to leave them out just in case there's multiple actions, and you only used one of the multiple actions you can take. I like how there was 3 different missions in this game, and they're all long, right? They were long set of missions. Each one gets a little longer, progressively more challenging. But also, they were all linked together. So, items that you discovered in the first mission, you actually tells you to hang on to them for the second and then the third mission. So you have all this kind of this DNA kind of rippling through them all from the story standpoint as well as from the component standpoint. I thought that was really clever, the way that they kind of brought you into these missions. So yeah, there's only really 3 games, but they are first of all resettable. They're not destroying any components. So maybe you decide to go you can play it again. You kind of might know all the answers already in a way, but you can do them in different ways. You can try to find, let's explore this way. You can explore this room. You can explore that thing. And try to find the same information in a different way, possibly. Or do it with a different group, but you kind of like stand back and don't make it influence any of the decision choices. You can do it that way as well. So I liked how there's 3 different missions. They were all very satisfying from a time standpoint. You really, there's 3 things in the box. It's not like you were getting ripped off.
Yeah. So overall, I thought the story of this was very engaging. I was invested. I was enthralled. I wanted to know what was happening in the world that I'm in. And I really liked that aspect of it. With that said, I felt the entire time we were playing this, I was playing with like a hand tied behind my back. Like I was limited, and there's a type of limiting that's fun because you have to be creative and you have to do other things. And I enjoyed that, but it didn't feel like that. It was just like, you know, when you're a little kid and you keep asking your parents to do stuff and all you're getting is no, 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 no. That's kind of how I felt when I was playing this game. Like, I was a little kid and the game just kept telling me no, 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 no. But I did think that the story was very engaging, and I thought the world building was done very well.
This reminded me of 2 games that I love. Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, and an unlock, or like an escape room game, kind of like the Unlock series. The thing is, though, my favorite part about the Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective is the fact that, yes, you are trying to be as efficient as possible because you're trying to make your score match or beat Sherlock Holmes himself. He's already solved it because he's Sherlock Holmes. But you can also, if you don't do a good job, you can just keep on talking to people. You can keep on going to various places all over town and find out more and more information and really, really, really flesh out the whole story. When it comes to your score, you're going to be penalized for all the places that you go to. But it's some of the most fun we had when we were playing with our friends was just exploring, right?
Well, and then we got points for all the side things we figured out,
right,
too.
there's kind of like a side missions and side things that you might have solved bonus crimes on the side just by talking to so many different people.
Yeah.
And so we had a blast just exploring all that stuff. In this game, you are constrained by time, kind of like Bethany said, so you don't get to experience that just exploration.
Yeah.
And the second thing was about the Unlock series or escape rooms in general is I liked how you had basically, I don't know, this sense of
a puzzle,
right? And you were able to kind of logically solve it. You were able to deduce what's going on. I didn't feel like I had the deduction here. I feel like everything was leaps of logic. I think you had to like go down these rabbit trails that did not, at face value, you could not have known that they were going to lead to various solutions. You just stumbled into them, as opposed to like being clever, right? Bethany made a good point earlier when she was talking about this. She said that, you want your players to feel clever. In this case, like the game almost was like clever for its own sake. It didn't make us feel clever.
Yeah.
We didn't solve anything. If we did have the solution at all, we stumbled into it, So that was kind of, it reminded me of those 2 great things, but a lesser version of both.
Yeah, so if any of this sounds interesting to you, I would definitely still give it a chance and check it out, especially if you like that exploration and that really big, thick story building. If that appeals to you, I would definitely check it out if you get a chance.
Yeah, this was a really interesting system. I thought it was a very cool system. I would love to see if they do more games in this kind of style and see what they do with it.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching it. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us in all of these places.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.